Pickers in America Mike Wolfe looks thrilled and yells "Yeehaw" after the program receives the highest ratings of the season. Now that American Pickers is starting to receive higher numbers, Mike Wolfe seems more confident. While out on the town, Mike and Leticia Klein, his girlfriend, paused to make a movie together. Mike, 59, put his arms around both his fiancée and another lady as he stood between them. Leticia, 45, spoke the most, endorsing the songs of her co-author of Kid Pickers, Lily Springelmeyer, a TV personality. Lily Stella Maris is the name of Lily's musician. The model yelled, "Watch Lily Stella Maris banjo videos," which caused Mike and the woman standing next to him to yell with delight. Lily posted the video to her Instagram page. The rising ratings for American Pickers may have contributed to the cheerful disposition of the antique collector. The U.S. Sun exclusively disclosed that the episode shown on January 17, titled Kitty Car Heaven, had the greatest number of viewers of the season -894,000. 2 episodes marked the start of season 25's first half on December 27. Only 723,000 people watched Classic Car Cemetery, while only 676,000 watched Hidden Cash Stash, the second show of the debut. On January 3, Mike and Homer's third episode saw an increase in viewers, with 880,000 views. 809,000 people watched the Picking Against Time episode on January 10. A compilation of ratings. 943,000 viewers witnessed the much-anticipated Season 24 opener on January 4, 2023. 918,000 people watched the second half of Season 24's debut on July 5. With 1,050,000 viewers, the Season 23 debut on January 1, 2022, attracted over 1 million people. On July 22, 2022, the second half of Season 23 debuted before an audience of 833,000 people. Is Robbie out? The decline in first-quarter ratings coincided with calls from fans for Robbie's dismissal from the show. In 2021, Robbie took over as the show's permanent host from the adored Frank Fritz, 60. As one fan put it, "Please take Robbie off the show. Let Mike do the talking," a fan commented in response to Robbie's mocking of Mike's negotiation abilities in the first episode. "Robbie, stop it." A third reviewer made the comment, "Where's Frank? We require his return. Robbie is not needed by us." Frank took a hiatus from American Pickers in 2020 to have back surgery, which coincided with his last appearance on the show. After a falling out with Mike, he decided not to come back to the program. After that, in July 2022, he had a stroke, and as of right now, he is under guardianship and conservatorship. Frank Fritz from American Pickers lives in an assisted living home and reports having difficulty finding motivation following a stroke. Frank, 60, had a debilitating stroke in July 2022, and his loved ones immediately placed him under conservatorship and guardianship. Frank still needs assistance with physical therapy, which is why the U.S. Sun has exclusive information that he is staying in an assisted living facility. His path to recovery is still quite lengthy. Frank was unable to communicate verbally or physically, so he has been there. According to a close source of Mike Wolfe, Frank's former co-star on the show, he is still in an assisted living facility. The insider went on to claim that although Frank got his verbal back, the star has struggled with improving his mobility. He's had a really hard time getting motivated. The insider asserted he found the drive to talk, but he's not quite there with the physical therapy. However, according to a second person who is close to Frank's family, he is healing at his own speed. The second insider stated, "He's been working really hard to not overdo himself, stress himself out, and honor his health. He's not going overboard or making an effort to impress himself. He is respecting the current state of affairs." For physical treatment, he is only at the assisted living facility. I'm hoping he gets well. I'm confident he will. It appears that Frank is not residing full-time at his Davenport, Iowa farmhouse, as confirmed by the U.S. Sun. Medical disaster. A friend found Frank unconscious on the floor of his Iowa house on July 14, and he was sent to the hospital for a stroke. Just before 11 a.m., Frank's companion made a 911 call from the Star's Iowa farmhouse, which was acquired by the U.S. Sun. My friend was passed out on his floor when I arrived at his place. I cannot hear him talk. The buddy added, I'm not sure, but he might be having seizures. Research and development. On August 18, Frank's lifelong friend Chris Davis then submitted an urgent application to appoint a temporary conservator and guardian for the celebrity. According to court documents from Iowa that the U.S. Sun was able to see, Frank was supposed to be sent to a nursing home on August 19, but instead he stayed in the hospital for a month following the stroke. As to the filings, Mr. Fritz's decision-making ability is so compromised due to his stroke that he cannot take care of his own safety or to provide for necessities like food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Mr. Fritz is unable to make, discuss, or carry out crucial choices about his own financial affairs due to his severe impairment in decision-making. The court documents included a medical evidence attesting to Frank's lack of decisional capacity. The court documents went on, decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. To protect him from immediate harm, a conservator and guardian must be appointed. The petitioner asked that Frank's guardian be a different longtime friend who has been assisting him in decision-making since the stroke. The conservator for Frank's financial matters would be a bank. Frank's conservator will cover his living expenses and house costs, oversee his financial interests, including partnerships and firms, pay for his care at the residential facility, and make sure he gets the right transportation to appointments and other obligations. Health issues are related to home. Frank did spend some time back in his Iowan home, but his health problems persisted. Frank was brought to the hospital as a consequence of 911 calls that were previously obtained by the U.S. Sun. Frank's carer contacted 911 on November 17, 2022, stating that he was having a seizure. He just came home from inpatient rehab for a stroke, she informed the operator. He may have experienced more than one full-blown seizure recently. He has been trembling. After being sent to medical, she asked the operator if there was anything she could do to assist him. Another carer contacted 911 on December 7, 2022, citing high blood pressure. She stated over the phone, "I have a 59-year-old stroke victim with elevated blood pressure." Frank's groaning could be heard in the background as she told him, "You have to go because your blood pressure is too high." "Oh," he answered. In the last two calls, on December 21, 2022, a different carer reported possible pneumonia to 911. The next day, Frank's guardian gave him a call. "I believe someone I'm taking to the hospital has pneumonia, so I'm going to need an ambulance. The protector is me. He has a disability." He stated throughout the call that he was wheelchair-bound. Remaining vital. A close buddy of Frank's commended the star for his advancement in August 2023. "Frank keeps becoming better every day. After a stroke, you're never fully recovered, but he's doing well. He knows what's happening," the friend had previously told the U.S. Sun. "You could sit and speak with him if he were seated here at this moment. He's still the same Frank." After the stroke, Frank was confined to a wheelchair and had a ramp built outside his Iowa house. The friend said, "He can walk, but he's going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances. In essence, you become immobile." He stopped moving. A stroke can occur on either the left or right side. It happened on his right side. he's still the same Frank. He's got a terrific sense of humor and a positive mindset. He has an optimistic outlook. We joke around all the time. In order for him to accept anything, you have to make the most of the circumstances, the person went on. He's a happy guy with a sound sense of humor, and his mind is right. Pickers from America. In March 2020, Frank made his final appearance on American Pickers. He underwent back surgery while away from the program, but he later fell out with long-standing co-star Mike Wolfe. Robbie, Mike's brother, joined Danielle Colby on the show in Frank's place. The two reunited on Memorial Day weekend in 2023, despite their ongoing feud.